Hi, it's James here from Chapman Machinery. I'm going to give you a quick walk around of our FM Series Flail Mowers, why this is a great machine for you and why you should buy one of our British built machines. So before we start, the FM range we do in both 1.2 and 1.5 metre widths. So that's 4 foot or 5 foot working widths in old money. Within that we also do standard and pro configurations, and I'll come and cover those in a bit more detail shortly. So we're a British manufacturer and all of our machines are designed and made right here in the UK. We also back them with a 2-year warranty from our UK base and a network of dealers around the UK and within Europe as well. All of our machines are built to a very, very high standard. Like I say, it's a 2-year warranty and we build them as such, and I'll cover some of those points as we go around as well. So if we start at the front of the machine, as with everything we make, it comes with a swivel drawbar to comply with all the health and safety regulations. Coming back from that, on the drawbar itself, you've got a height adjuster here. This allows for different height vehicles such as UTVs or 4x4s, and you can adjust it to be towed by pretty much anything with a 50mm ball hitch. The drawbar itself can be rotated approximately 30 degrees to the right or left just by loosening this T-bar, which allows you to offset the machine either side. And you can also, if you remove that, you can fold the drawbar away for storage. So if you put it away for the winter at the end of the year, it takes up a little bit less room in the shed. Now across the whole machine, it's a really, really heavy duty build and construction. So you'll see this is a 5mm thick steel plate here, 8mm on the sides. The whole machine is built to last, it's built for work. It's one of the heaviest on the market because it's made for hard work and for hard usage. So coming across from the side here, we've got all steel fuel tank. So we don't mess around with plastic where we can use steel. These machines are built to last. All of the cabling is protected as much as we can with these covers. So if you've got brambles and material such as that, it won't pull at the cables or the pipe work. And then you've got the engine obviously here, below which is the battery. All of the engines we fit on these flail mowers are electric start as standard. The engine on this machine, so this is the Pro model, this comes with a 23 horsepower engine. So that's a fuel injected engine from one of the most powerful engines you can get from Honda. The standard model, which we do, comes with a 21 horsepower engine. So a little bit less power, but still market leading and one of the most powerful engines you can get, whichever you go for. There's also a different choice of flails on the two machines. So the standard machine will come with Y flails. These are really good all-round flail. As you can see, they're a heavy-duty flail anyhow, but these are our standard flails. They're good for general purpose cutting across the board. So field maintenance, paddock cutting, whatever you need to do, these are great all-round flail. The Pro model comes with hammer flails. So you see these are a forged flail. They're much harder and much heavier than the standard flails, so better at cutting thick materials such as rushes or bracken. They also got a wearing bush in here, but again, they're replaceable individually if they get damaged. So moving around to the side of the machine, all of the machines we make are centrifugally driven, so it's a centrifugal clutch in the drive system, so there's nothing that you have to do in a general usage scenario. You just rev the engine up and go. It's all fully encased in steelwork. We've got a skid here at the bottom to protect it and make sure you don't incur any damage. So this machine here is set up with the wheels to the side. So that gives you better stability on slopes or rough ground. It's also easier to hitch up and tow because it's nicely balanced. So you see it's very easy to hitch up in this machine. You can also set these machines up, no extra parts required, with the wheels trailing the machine. So that reduces the width, allows you to cut closer to fence lines or hedges if you need to, although it does have the downside of putting more weight on the hitch of the towing vehicle. But you can do that at any point. It's just a configuration of the machine. You unbolt the wheels as they are, swap them around, and you can put them back on in the wheels trailing position if you need to in about 30 minutes time. So at the back of the machine you've got your main height adjustment system. Again, pin retainer clip, really, really easy to use, single hand operation. And that stows away nicely with a clip to retain it. If I move around to the front of the machine, I'll show you a few more details at the front and the actual running gear of the machine. So if I tilt the machine back, obviously this is we haven't put any oil in this machine. I wouldn't recommend doing this with a normal working machine, but we've done this so we can show you. you'll see the running gear that we actually have on these machines. Now, like everything we do, as much as we can, we produce in-house because it gives us the control on the quality, the ultimate product that we produce. Very heavy flail you've got on this machine. You see it's been dynamically balanced with the machine we have on site, and the weights themselves are fully welded on to ensure you don't get any problems there. You've also got some guards on either end on the rotor, so these protect the bearings within the machine and stop string or grass wrapping up and getting caught in the mechanism. At the bottom here, you've got an anti-scalping roller, so if you lose a wheel in a rut, it will stop the machine bottoming out and scalping your ground. Either side of that, we've got replaceable wearing skids, which are these black items here. So if you're cutting low to the ground and these do wear away, they're relatively cheap and easy to replace if needed. And again, they stop the machine getting bogged down and stuck if you're on wet ground. So we also do a range of options with these machines. I've brought a couple over today to show you. So if I grab those, first of which is a cutter bar. So this option here, this fits inside the deck of the machine and it reduces the clearance between the flails and the deck. So as the flail comes along, it has to pass close to this serrated cutting bar, which means it has to mulch the material a lot more to pass through. The engine has to do a little bit more work to do this, but like I say, it mulches the material better, so the clippings disappear faster. The downside is your work rate is slowed slightly. The other option I've brought here today is a front breaker bar. This is a tubular bar which bolts onto the front of the machine, so if you're cutting thick material such as bracken or gorse or anything where it might damage the front of the machine, this helps to feed it in better and smoother and prevent damage to the front. We also do a couple of other options which we haven't got here today. So we do a center engine mount option which moves the engine from its side position here into the center of the machine, gives you better weight distribution and keeps the engine away from trees, for example, if you're cutting over those to prevent damage. Final option we do, which again we haven't got here today, is a twin axle option. So these would be the standard axles we've got on this one. The twin axle replaces this with two wheels on either side, so it halves your ground pressure for very, very wet ground or very, very rough and undulating ground. We've got a couple of other videos as well if you look on our YouTube channel or our website. Or if you need any pricing or information, speak to us direct or our nearest distributor.